Hey guys, it's Stephanie, and I'm going to be going over some things about plant nutrients today. And it looks a little bit like I am crying, which I am not right now. The sun is reflecting off the snow outside, and it's so bright that it's making my eyes water. So I am doing another video on common household items that you can use to feed and fertilize your houseplant. So check that out if you are interested in that. But this is going to be going over some deficiencies in common plant nutrients, so the things that they need the most and the ways that you can recognize what they may be lacking. So I actually found a very handy little printout thing, and I'm going to be linking that below so that you can download that if you want it. So the most important nutrients for plants are nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, and calcium. So those are the things that are really important for plants to survive. There's some ways that you can look for the deficiencies in the leaves, so you can kind of tell what the plant is lacking and give it what it needs. Some of my plants have seen some of these signs. I have seen some of these signs in my plants. What am I trying to say? And I'm sure some of you guys have some of these issues going on with your plants, so I hope this helps you kind of pinpoint what exactly is going on as far as maybe it being a mineral deficiency. But you know, it's not a bad idea to just fertilize your plants overall every once in a while, because they do use up the nutrients in the soil where they're planted, so you do kind of have to replenish the nutrients that the plants use. You can't just put them in soil and leave them forever and think they're going to be fine, because eventually those nutrients will be gone and it needs more. So let's get into the deficiencies, and I don't have this memorized. So for a nitrogen deficiency, one of the most prominent signs that you're going to see are yellow or pale green leaves. This can also be seen with stunted growth in the plant. So if you have something that isn't really doing much, or your leaves are just not as vibrant as they should be, or you've got a lot of yellowing all over the leaf, that could be a deficiency in nitrogen. And like I said in my other household items video, I talk about different household items that have a lot of these nutrients in them. So if you're interested in things that you have in your house that can be added to soil to give your plant these nutrients, again, you should check out that video. So another common deficiency is a phosphorus deficiency. And for that, you would also see possibly some stunted growth, or flowers not growing, leaves just smaller than they should be. And also that would be represented by some darkening around the edges of the leaves. So if you've got kind of browner tips, or tips that are just, you know, browner, darkening, that's what that could be. If you have an aquarium or a saltwater tank, you can actually use the salt water when you change your tank to water your plants, because that has a lot of minerals in it. Or you can purchase fish food or bone meal and use that to feed your plants. You may also have seen a potassium deficiency, and this also may be shown with leaves that have brown spots or brown edges, maybe a little bit more browning around the edges of the leaves, but also yellowing or signs on the veins of the leaves would be a sign of a potassium deficiency. So that's a little bit different than some of the other ones that I've mentioned. So if you notice any yellowing or any difference in the veins, possibly maybe that. And as we know, bananas are very rich in potassium, so you can actually use banana peels and put pieces of banana peels buried in your soil to help release potassium naturally into the plants to feed them. You could also have a magnesium deficiency. This is also going to be characterized by some yellowing of the veins and edges of the leaves as well. So I know some of these are kind of similar, but they are a little bit different. So some you may have some browning on the edges of leaves or brown spots on the leaves. This seems to be a little bit more yellowing when it comes to a magnesium deficiency. You also may see some marbling on the leaves of the plant, not just in spots or edges. And that may be a magnesium deficiency. And Epsom salt, if you didn't know, is actually different than salt that you eat. So Epsom salt is made with magnesium, and that is something that can be added directly to your soil to feed your plants magnesium directly. And then the last deficiency is going to be a calcium deficiency. And this one has a little bit different of characteristics. So this is going to be recognized by yellow spots in between the leaf veins. So if you're not seeing anything on the veins in particular, but maybe in between them, that could be a calcium deficiency. Also, if your stems are weak or dying off, or there's a little bit of stunted growth, or if you're noticing some problems with your flowers, that could be all related to a calcium deficiency. And again, as we know, eggshells are high in calcium. I'm sure you've heard that before. So one thing that you can do is simply crush up eggshells and put those directly in your soil. So again, you want to put them into the soil, not just leaving them on top so they get incorporated into the soil. I'm being blinded by the light right now, just so you know. But that can help slowly release calcium naturally over time in the soil, and all of these natural things do the same thing as adding plant food or plant fertilizer that comes, there's somebody, there's people running down the road. I lost my train of thought. With an open window. So remember, if you are interested in learning about more household items that can be used to feed and fertilize your plants, remember to check out my other video on that. And please do like this video if you liked it. If you found it helpful, I would appreciate that very much. And remember to subscribe and turn on notifications so that you know when I post new videos, because I am not on a schedule right now. So make sure that you are subscribed and have notifications turned on so that you get updates, so that you are not missing anything, because why would you want to miss all this helpful information? You can find me over on Instagram at SimpleCareSteph, or check out my blog, simplecareproducts.com/blog. I have a lot of helpful general wellness food plant information on there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. And as always, if you have something to talk about, feel free to leave it in the comments below. I always check those and try to respond as much as I can. Pretty good at it. So yeah, if you have anything you want to talk about or any suggestions or anything, you can leave that there. And I guess that is all for today. Oh my gosh, they're carrying a dog. I think they... What is going on right now outside of my house? Did a dog get hit by a car? Okay, well I gotta go now, and I'm gonna leave you in suspense and not know what happened. Sorry.